Hello guys, here's the thing. Did you know that we had the greatest September for 8 years in crypto? Just look at that. September 4% this year. 22 we were in the red, -7, -7, -13, -5. And September 23 has been the one of the best ever, considering the data from 2013. That's crazy. That's 10 years of data. We just had 1 or 2 better months, maybe just one. That's insane, guys. So, guys, many people think that we are still in a bear market, but look at this. Let me show you this. This is the data from January 22 to today. We were in a very bad and long downtrend. We hit our bottom around 15,700. We were really in a bad spot. Then we started going a little bit up and consolidating. This is nothing different from what happened in 2018. Just look at that. January 2010 to October 1st, 2019. Very long downtrend. Bottom at 3,000 something. Everyone was thinking that we're going down, we're going broke. There were even talks about 500 Bitcoin, $700 Bitcoin, just insane. And then we came up, and then everyone knows what happened. Based on this chart, what we might expect to happen? It's very easy. Just look back. When in doubt, zoom out and look back. So what's gonna happen now? Just look this, guys. October 19, still consolidating. We had the big COVID dump, and then we were straight up for 1 year plus bear market. I would not even consider this since it was a black swan event. I know another black swan event can happen, so we cannot predict that, but we can predict the long term, the cycles, So in my opinion, the bottom is in 15,700. Then we are basically mirroring what happened in 2018 and 19 bear markets, guys. This is very easy. So based on this chart, this is where the last halving happened, and April 24 is the next halving. So 2025 will mirror 2021, 2024 will mirror 2020. It's not that hard, guys. Come on. Also, we have other data. It's not only the chart. We have also the news. Like this one. Long-term holders continue to accumulate Bitcoin and hold almost 15 million coins, guys. 15 million, that's 80% of the supply. I mean, isn't this amazing? Look at that. We are on all-time high for long-term holders. So I hope you see it, guys. The next 2 years will be very amazing. And now, before I end the video, just let's have some fun and watch some roasting of Gary Gensler.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Chair Gensler, I have a series of questions that require a yes or no answer. And in the interest of my limited time, I'd appreciate it if you would comply with that. Mr. Gensler, is it fair to say generally that large institutions in any given industry benefit more from regulatory uncertainty than everyday market participants or smaller institutions who don't have the scale or the capital to fund expensive compliance teams?
Large institutions could benefit from uncertainty.
Reclaiming my time. The answer is yes, sir. Mr. Gensler, you had an 18-year career at Goldman Sachs where you were partner and co-head of finance, correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And is it correct to say that you made most of your personal wealth directly through your employment at this bank, Goldman Sachs?
I've done well since then, too, sir.
I'll take that as a yes as well. You described the SEC under your leadership as the cop on the beat watching out for our constituents, correct?
I think that's a mandate that Congress
Yeah, and I think
given
you've
us.
said that, reclaiming my time. The answer is yes, sir. If you could just comply with what I've asked, I'd appreciate it. But given your 18-year career at one of the biggest banks in the world and the personal financial fortune you amassed there, do you think it's possible for you to serve as an impartial regulator and not favor large financial intermediaries?
Absolutely, sir.
Well, Mr. Gensler, do you believe the vast majority of digital assets meet the investment contract test and are therefore securities operating illegally outside of the U.S. regulatory umbrella?
As I've said, many of these assets are basically the public is anticipating
Sir, is that
profits
a yes?
based on the efforts of others.
Is the answer then yes?
Again, without prejudging anyone, I do think that the significant
Reclaiming my
majority
time.
are
I'll take it as a
investment
yes.
contracts.
And to be clear, sir, this perspective has nothing to do with a concern you noted in a speech last year where you said, quote, over the past year, several bank executives have shared their concerns with me about the sheer number of depositors who have moved money from their bank accounts into crypto-related exchanges and wallets, end quote. Right?
The concern that those bank executives raised was that there's
Again, I'm reclaiming my time,
customers were
sir.
getting
No,
hurt.
I've asked you to answer the questions as short as I can so I can use the time I have, and it's clear that you would like to avoid answering the questions, in my opinion. An Obama-appointed judge in the Southern District of New York, a bank-friendly jurisdiction where you bring most of your cases, recently found that decentralized financial technology, quote, not only removes the so-called middlemen from these transactions, but it also allows users to interact through a variety of methods in an easy and efficient manner, end quote. The court also said underwriters, like the ones at banks where you work, sir, are, quote, precisely the types of individual roles that decentralized exchanges were designed to eliminate, end quote. Mr. Gensler, can you assure this committee that your style of regulation by harassment towards digital asset innovation is to the benefit of every American and not driven by your desires to protect industry incumbents?
This is a field that's rife with fraud and manipulation, and I'm looking out for the American investors who've been hurt by the crypto.
Yeah. I'll reclaim
fraudsters
my
and
time. Mr.
scammers.
Gensler, despite your years of rhetoric, like today, I'm convinced you are not an impartial regulator. Instead, it's clear that you are working to consolidate your own power, even though it means crushing opportunities for everyday Americans and, frankly, the financial future of this country. Even the federal courts are highlighting the damage you, sir, are doing to our constituents, and they're telling you that you don't have the legal authority to accomplish your goal of squashing competition in the financial markets. Congress has been telling you that too. Now, Mr. Gensler, I believe our great financial system is the definition of freedom in this country. And congressional policies must provide room for the traditional financial system to evolve alongside the disruptive digital asset ecosystem. That said, it cannot be understated that a common theme throughout your career, sir, is your relentless loyalty to the largest financial institutions at the clear expense of innovation, competition, and everyday Americans. I yield back.
I suspect some large financial institutions would not agree with that.
There's no question, sir. I've yielded back my time.
Gentleman yields back.